In this video, we are taking a look at theme. Your goal at the end of this video is to define the word motif and define the word theme. A motif is a repeated image or idea. For those of you who have worked in art, you might see artistic motifs, maybe like a pattern that is repeated. Perhaps when you were a kid, you had like stencils on your wall, and you had maybe you had dinosaurs on your wall, you had dinosaurs on your bed cover, and so there's a dinosaur motif. In literature, we use the same thing, except these are ideas. So we might have repeated ideas or discussions or events in the book that deal with love or death or power or money or second chances or hope. Any of these things can be a motif. They keep popping up. They're mentioned more than once. Um, the Star Wars movie, actually, a lot of the Star Wars movies, we'll talk about the word hope. The one movie is called A New Hope. It keeps popping up. So the movie's trying to tell us something about hope. In Romeo and Juliet, the words love are mentioned a whole lot, and there's characters who are in love. Love is a motif. The author is trying to tell us something about love. So love is a repeated image or idea. If we go back to Freytag's plot pyramid, where we have our exposition, our exciting force, our rising action, our climax, our falling action, resolution, and denouement, once we see how that motif goes through, how it weaves through the plot, that it pops up a lot, maybe that motif is even part of our conflict, and our characters are struggling with power or they're struggling with money. Once we see how that plays out, we can then determine a theme. And a theme is a lesson in a work of literature. It's the moral of the story. If you think back to um, like Aesop's fables, the theme tends to be based off of the motif. So if the motif is love, the theme is going to be a sentence, a full sentence about love. But we're not going to mention specific characters or events from a novel. A theme will be a life lesson that all of us can apply to, not just the characters in the story. So if the motif is love, the theme might be young love doesn't always last forever. If a motif is war, the lesson after a war story might be war sounds exciting, but the actual effects are very negative on some soldiers. So a theme is a full sentence, but we're not going to mention specific characters because the theme should apply to us as readers and people. We may not agree with an author's theme. We may watch a play or watch a movie or read a book, and the author is trying to teach us a lesson, and we might say, okay, I see the lesson you're trying to teach me, author, but I disagree with that, and that's okay. So a theme doesn't have to be personal to us. We try to figure out what the author might be suggesting, and that is a theme. You will next be able to go into your own novel or story and identify themes and motifs. But at this point, you should know what a motif is and what a theme is.